Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today. First of all, starting with the immediate short term here on the 1 hour time frame, where since yesterday's video we saw a breakout to the upside from this descending channel. The Bitcoin has been consolidating in for a couple of days at this point, and seeing a volatile move to the upside or to the downside is exactly what we expected, because we have been seeing these Bollinger Bands compressing and squeezing the price over the last couple of days. So it was to be expected that at some point we would see a very volatile move, which in this case it turned out to be to the upside. And after breaking out to the upside, we are now seeing the Bitcoin price retesting this as a level of support. So in the case that we do confirm it as a level of support and start bouncing to the upside, then we are likely to see more bullish momentum coming soon. However, in the case that we do fall below that level, which is currently sitting at 68.6K, although do remember that this does trend down over time. Either way, if we do fall back inside the range, then potentially if we take a look at the 4 hour time frame, we could just continue to range inside this pattern some more. Although if we also take a look at this pattern right here, we can see a massive symmetrical triangle pattern on the 4 hour time frame, which has broken out and confirmed a price target of 74.6K. So this is a massive price target for the Bitcoin price. And if you do want to see a continuation to the upside, then you really want to see a bounce from this descending trend line right here, which is currently sitting at 68.7K. And in the case that we fall below the point of the breakout, so back inside the range again, well, then it actually invalidates this price target, meaning it is no longer active and the Bitcoin price is no longer targeting that 74.6K price. So likely we will see some more ranging inside the pattern, and then eventually we will either break out to the upside or to the downside. So that is something important to pay attention to right now. Although before you get too bullish right now, we do have this CME gap sitting at 67.5K. And in the case that you don't know, over 90% of CME gaps get filled, meaning that the price first has to go down somewhere close to this level right here to fill the CME gap. And then you can see a bounce from there, but it is very likely that we are first revisiting this price. But that is just something to keep in mind if you are in a leverage long position right now. And if you are a part of the signals group in my Discord server, you know that we longed this move to the upside and then shorted this move to the downside pretty much perfectly. So here you can see, for example, the short and added onto these positions all the way up to 70.1K. So we are laddering into our position because we expected this move to the upside. That's why we also have this long position closed in profits. Either way, so from there, we pretty much shorted the top here all the way down to 69.2K for another nice profit. And this was a big trade for me with a lot of margin. So I'm very happy with this trade right here. So if you do want to get access to my trading signals, then I highly recommend you go to the description of this video and sign up either to MEXC or Blowfin, which are two exchanges that I am affiliated with. And by signing up and joining the Discord, you can get access to my trading signals for free. And in fact, you can get up to $1,000 in bonuses for trading and depositing on MEXC, as well as having extremely low fees of 0.01%. And in the case that you cannot register on MEXC or cannot KYC on MEXC, then you can also register to Blowfin, which has no KYC requirement at all. And also on there, you can get up to $500 in trading and depositing bonuses. So go check that out and join the Discord server. Moving on to the support and resistance levels for Bitcoin, because what you can see right here is that Bitcoin got a rejection from this level of resistance, which is sitting from 70K all the way down to 68.5K. So if we do see a further rejection here, then we are likely to go to this level of support sitting at 67.2K. And of course, keep in mind the other support levels that I mentioned in the patterns that I showed earlier in the video. Either way, if we do fall all the way below that level of support, then the next big level of support below that is sitting from 66K all the way down to 65,000 US dollars. Although for now, I am not too worried about the price reaching this level just yet, because there are a lot of support levels in between the current price and at 66 to 65,000 US dollar support level. For example, right here, we have the 0.618 Fibonacci level sitting at 67.2K for the Bitcoin price. And actually right here, you can see a level of resistance, the 0.786 Fibonacci level sitting at 70.1K. And this was another reason why we added to our short position at this exact price level right here, almost near the top, because this is obviously going to be a big level of resistance, especially after seeing such a sharp push to the upside. Now taking a look at this descending channel on the daily time frame, because Bitcoin again got a rejection from this level of resistance, which is right now sitting at 70.4K, roughly speaking. So for now, it means that the Bitcoin price continues to trade inside this range. And so long as we don't get a breakout, retest, resumption, I still believe that both the top side that I mentioned, this resistance, and the bottom side, this level of support sitting at 57.6K, are both still on the table. They are both still possible. Although, of course, I'm not calling for a move like this that just goes straight down to this level, right? There will be a lot of support levels in between that you could potentially see a bounce from in the Bitcoin price, but it is just too far to predict out in the future. And therefore, I will talk about them when we actually get confirmation that we are seeing a further push to the downside, other than the short-term price action that I was just talking about. So moving on to the Bitcoin liquidation heat maps, first of all, on the 24-hour time frame. And again, we see the liquidation heat maps prevail, indicating exactly where the price is going. So here you can see we took out this big level of liquidity at 69.9K, taking out liquidity as high as 70.3K. But after that, we took out most of the liquidity to the upside here, and then quickly took out this liquidity to the downside, sitting at 68.6K. And as you know, if you watch my videos regularly, typically the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity on this chart. So where there are the most yellow areas on this chart. And taking a look at it right now, we can see that most of the liquidity is sitting at 68.5K, all the way down to 67,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. Although at the same time, we do have some liquidity left to the upside right here. So potentially we could be taking out this liquidity so long as we don't invalidate those bullish patterns that I was talking about earlier on in the video. Although in the case that we do invalidate those bullish patterns, then it is, in my opinion, more likely that we will be taking out this downside liquidity first. Now taking a look at Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame, where in my recent videos I confirmed this hidden bullish divergence, which typically indicates a break from all of this bearish price action, and more likely is to see choppy sideways price action or a little bit of bullish momentum. And that is exactly what we saw in the chart right here. Although I do think that by the time I edit and post this video, this will likely have been invalidated. So this hidden bullish divergence is pretty much fully played out at this point. But at the same time, it was a really nice signal confirming that we would likely get a break from all of the bearish price action. Now taking a look at the Fibonacci support and resistance here, we do have this Fib resistance at $4,000, the 0.786 Fibonacci level, which we did not clear above recently. And in terms of Fibonacci support, we do have the 0.618 Fibonacci level sitting at 3330, although of course there are many support and resistance levels in between these two Fibonacci levels. So let's go take a look at those right now. So zooming in on this chart right here, you can see that Ethereum is currently trading inside this support level, sitting from 3,800 all the way down to 3,750. Although in the case that we do lose it as a level of support, flipping it into resistance, then it is quite likely that we go down to this next level of support below that, sitting at 3,650. And if we now really get some very bearish momentum, then the next big support level below that is sitting from 3,530 all the way down to 3,430. However, if we now see Bitcoin reversing to the upside before Ethereum loses this level of support, potentially we could see a bounce from here. So in that case, if we clear above this 3815 level, then likely we will be heading up to this next level of resistance, sitting at 3850. And then above that, the next level of resistance is sitting at 3920 for the price of Ethereum. So those are the key price levels to pay attention to for ETH right now. So moving on to Solana on the 4-hour time frame, once again, we are right now on the very edge of this 0.5 Fibonacci level, sitting at $163. And it is critical that we hold this as a level of support, because in the case that we lose it as a level of support, so you turn it into resistance, then the next Fibonacci level below that is the 0.382 at $151 for the price of Solana. Although again, just like ETH, there are support levels in between. So taking a look at the Fibonacci resistance, in the case that we see a bounce from here, we have the 0.618 Fibonacci level sitting at $174 for the price of Sol. And zooming into the support and resistance levels, we do have this 163 Fibonacci level. And then above that, we have another level of support sitting at $164. So those are important to hold, especially since the price is right on top of that level right now. And if we really do fall below those levels with a convincing move in the price, then the next level of support below that is sitting at $160. So those are some key support levels to hold for Sol. But in the case we do trade to the upside right now, then the next level of resistance above the current price is from 166 all the way up to 171 for the price of Solana. And on the off chance that we do see Solana flipping this into a level of support, then likely we will be heading up to this next level of resistance, sitting from 176 all the way up to $181 for the price of Solana. Now, like I said, if you want to get access to the trading signals or just be a part of the Road to 1 Million community on Discord, you can go to the description of this video and simply join there completely for free. Even if you don't join the signals, which are also free, of course, check out if you want to get access to these signals by signing up to one of these exchanges right here. But even if you don't do that, then you can still just be a part of this community. Yeah, it's sometimes more serious than other times. Anyways, I highly recommend you go check it out. Either way, thank you for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.